Watching the way that my parents protected my brother, and it's still hard to swallow. There's like one point where I call my dad out about it and I say, "You treat me worse than you treat my brother."
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Tough Topic. My name is Brittany. I hope everyone is having a great day. And I'm going to be talking about Jill and Derick. They are still promoting their New York Times bestseller book, Counting the Cost, and doing interviews for different publications. The LA Times were able to get a bit more out of Jill and Derick with a very head-turning interview. Of course, we all know that Counting the Cost is primarily Jill's memoir, but her husband Derick played a very big role in her journey and was in major parts of the book. In this interview, both Jill and Derick get into more detail on how things went south so quickly with Jill's relationship with her family. Jill says that she was brainwashed into thinking the life that she was living was normal, and she must submit to that lifestyle and follow the principles she was taught from the IBLP. Derick, her husband, says you don't get away from something like this toxic culture unless you have things blow up in your face. Otherwise, it's hard to see it on the inside. But even from the beginning, those were red flags. Derick even said at his wedding, guests were told not to take any photos at the wedding since it was being filmed for TLC. But he says it was so cringe because they both wouldn't mind if people took pics.
In other words, there's only certain things that you can or cannot do, which would include no taking photos, no taking videos, no taking anything like that.
They were also asked, do they hold the network accountable for any part of JimBob having that control? Derick responded by saying some people didn't do their due diligence. When we went back and got more documents, there were other signatures that Jill's parents signed for the adult kids. Derick also added that the network didn't want to know if there were any issues because they were benefiting off of it. Jill says that when it comes to minors growing up on TV, they should have more protection in place. I can actually agree with that when she says it because even down to these vloggers and content creators that have their kids exploited for their own financial gain, there should definitely be more laws put into place. When you think about it, half of these kids are exhausted from all the redos and edits and work just to post this viral video or post. But Derick also adds that kids should be protected as far as their education. Jill can attest to this, but from what we can tell, none of her siblings really had much education past the 7th grade. A lot of that was due to the show taking over. It was like if the show requires most of the filming hours during the weekday, then school really is not that important. Jill even adds, when asked, do you feel like your siblings were deprived from their education? She says yes. Jill also concludes by saying some of her siblings say that they would love to read her book and some she hasn't heard from. And she says she's okay with that because therapy helped her learn that it's okay with other people not being okay. My thoughts on that part is I am not shocked at all. You can tell some of them were deprived from their education just by the way they speak, read, and write. I'm not even like trying to be mean. I'm just saying I could tell. These people were taught that as long as you have life skills and trades, there's no need to further their education. And it's sad that they can't even go to college because they were taught that women stay at home, have all these babies, and then the men, their husbands, go out and work. I really hope in today's society, all these cults and groups that a lot of fundamentalists follow, they can see that there's more out there than just sitting back, letting the men do all the work, and the women having babies. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that because typically you see a lot of women that are stay-at-home moms and the men go out and work. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who don't have a choice. Like they're told that they should stay home, not work, not do anything, take care of kids, and then the men go out and work. that lessens their education, and that means that there is no room for growth on the woman's part. But I would love to know how you guys feel about this, and the full article I will link in the description box if you want to read it. But I want to know your thoughts. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any updates. Bye for now.